Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. This is never going to end. This is never going to end until Patrick King apologizes and says he was a liar. And how? What are the chances of that happening? What are the chances of Patrick King coming online and saying, I lied? Fat chance in hell. That's a fat chance in hell that he would ever admit to lying. So this is never going to end. Here he is gashing at the mouth and spitting at the camera, and the so-called medical files he has are pages from a book. You don't seem to understand that medical records have nurses' notes, nurses writing, doctors' notes, doctors writing, different color pages, different signatures, copies of medicines. It has copies of the person's ID. Medical files are messy. What he is showing to you are just pages from a book. And I am here, as I was before, to tell Patrick King, produce them. Show them. You have my permission. I've said that from the onset. You have my permission. At 28 years old, I was a young female, married, living in New York City and raising a family. Okay? Just want to get that part out there. Roger P has gone down. Do you know him as Roger P? Do you know him as Patricia in the night? Patrick is Patricia at night. Okay, he is worse than any Natalie you will ever know in Barbados. Usually people pick a lane. You're either a pimp or you're a prostitute. Blurred lines, man. Blurred lines. Now I have shown you, and I haven't alleged. I have not alleged. I have told you that Patrick King has come online to tell you what's going on with him. Okay? Patrick King has shown up on Facebook to tell you what's going on with him. He has done this file thing. Oh, I have affidavits on David Ellis. I have affidavits and I have files on John Fleming and this body. He has criminal cases before the court for doing just this. What he's doing here now, he has criminal cases. He has been put in jail, brought before the court. He has criminal cases pending in your court for doing just this. And the reason he's able to continue doing it is because you entertain him, or you are entertained by him. You are entertained by Roger P. Okay? But he himself, he has a story to tell you. Does he ever talk about his mother? Does he ever talk about his father? Does he ever talk about his mental illness? Does he ever mention that how he's a pathological liar? Does he ever tell you about Lo, Dennis Lo, and their love affair? Does he ever tell you about the woman who broke every window out of his house because he thought he was doing her a favor because she was HIV? She is HIV positive, and he figured that he was doing her a favor by being her boyfriend, but she wanted something that he had promised. He didn't deliver. She went to his house and broke every window out of his house, and he told her, I was doing you a favor by being with you, you being HIV positive and all. And she told him, well, you are HIV positive too. We are both in the same boat. No one can call the other anything. So that is the life he lives. Does he ever talk about that? Does he ever talk about all the time he spends in rum shops on Nelson Street? Does he ever talk about, does he have files on himself? Does Patrick King have files on himself when he leaves Barbados to go to seek medical attention? Does he bring those files back? When his daughters that he never supported, he's a deadbeat dad, okay? When he talks about his daughters telling him not to put his medical records on social media, do you believe that? He does not want to put his medical records on social media. His daughters advised him against it, but yet he shows up with pages from a book. Pages from a book. talking about having someone's medical records and you're entertained by that, spitting, foaming from the mouth, you're entertained by that, he's going down. If someone, as he said, is bedridden and dying, how did they get out on in the clubs? How do they get out on to play tennis? How do they get out to play golf? How do they get out to go to flea markets? How is someone who is bedridden and dying, how does that person operate in the airport and go to meetings? How does that person seem so healthy? Patrick King is going down. This is never going to end. This is never going to end until Patrick King apologizes. And in the meanwhile, I am giving Patrick King permission, and I'm sure every Bajan is behind me on this one. I am sure that you're all behind me on this one. I am giving Patrick King permission to produce those doctors' records, nurses' notes, doctors' notes, medication, dates. They will have a copy of the ID, the person's ID. That's the first thing. They will have that, because I work in medical malpractice. I've worked in medical malpractice all my life, and I know what medical records look like. They're messy. You have to organize them. When you get them, it's all messy because page from there, piece of this, a piece of that, and it's all dog-eared. Now, he has pages from a book. Now, when he shows the medical records that he says he has, and it has doctors' signatures and nurses' signatures and all the notes and all the notations and all the messiness you will find in medical records, and they're usually stored in a binder, a 3-ring binder. He has a staple on it, so you don't even see the holes. Even someone copied those records, you don't see the holes from the 3-ring binder. He is a fraud. He is a pathological liar. Patrick King, it seems as though the cancer has gone to his brain. It seems as though his cancer has gone to his brain. What would his mother, has she lived? What would she say about what he turned into? Patrick King is his father's son. Patrick King is his father's son. Roger P needs to show the records. Roger P needs to show the records. He needs to know this is never going to end. It is never going to end until he says he is sorry, and he doesn't have it in him. He's not made up that way. Roger P is not made up in a way that he can say he is sorry, that he was upset, that he was mad, that I covered a story where he has to pay back David Ellis all that money. He has to pay someone money for saying that he had files and he had nothing. He's done it before, and I'm not going to be the last. He's cursing people, telling them about their mother. You're your dead mother. I'll put it up. He's cursing people because they're calling him out. Put the records up, Patrick. Roger P. Put those records up. People that know him from the time he was like 18-ish, whatever, say he has always been like that. He has always been like that. Okay? Swinging both ways. And you'll notice that when he's talking now, lately, he's not talking about the husband, but in the medical records, because he has me as a bigamist, because, you can't be married in New York City and be married in Barbados at the same time, having a family. So when he does put up the medical records, you will see which husband, you should see which husband that person with that he said is me. We will all see who that person he is saying was in Barbados at that time. We will see who she was married to, and he's saying that she was fat and black. Oh, we should see that too when you see the passport. You should see what it says when he shows you the passport, because nobody travels without a passport. Nobody travels without ID. All of that will be there. Oh, put it up, please. Please, you have my permission. You have my permission to put those documents that you say you have up. We want to see all the doctor's notes. We want to see all the nurse's notes. We want to see all the copies of we want to see everything. We want to see everything. Patrick King, this is never going to end. You mess with the wrong person. You have done it in Barbados and you've gotten away with it because a lot of people don't want to pay attorneys. A lot of people don't want to come up against you. I am coming up against you. You are a fucking liar. You are a pathological liar. You are a dirty liar. Okay, you are a dirty liar. Whatever you have going on with you, and I've said it before, you are HIV positive. Patrick King is HIV positive. Patrick King has AIDS. He was the boyfriend or girlfriend of Dennis Lowe. He has dated females who are HIV positive because it's a safe haven for him. It's not passing things to one person and passing things. It's a safe haven. They're all in the same boat, so no one can accuse anyone of anything. So Patrick King knows his status, but he's willing to put up. He doesn't have his records. Does he have his the lawyer thing that he said he was studying for? Did he get those records? Did he ever put up the LLB records that he says he was studying for? Have him put those things up. Have Patrick King put those things up. Okay, we want to see it all. It's never going to end. He's saying that if I stop, he will stop. He came out. Patrick King came out and put shit out there that he received records. And I received his records. And he wants what? Me to stop. He wants, Patrick King, you are ill. Patrick King, this is never going to end. Rogapi is never going to end. Like I said, people that knew him in Barbados from the time he was a teenager knows him to be a two-bit hustler. A two-bit hustler. He made it big when he met up with, well, it wasn't really big, but when he organized himself with Dennis Lowe, he trying to get some clout with the DLP. He was trying to get some clout, and he got more than clout. You all know that Dennis Lowe died from AIDS. You all know that Dennis Lowe died from AIDS, and Patrick King was the girlfriend of Dennis Lowe. You all know that. Rogapi was Dennis Lowe's boyfriend, whatever it is, however he's swinging, whichever way he's swinging. Patrick in the day, Patricia in the night, however it goes. So you have my permission, Rogapi, you have my permission. Put whatever you have up, and if you don't have what you have to put up, apologize. That's the only time this will end, because I am self-sufficient. I don't have to go to anyone and ask no one for a job. You're still in the work. Who does he work for? Who does Rogapi work for? You know the church he goes to, the Seventh-day Adventist church, but who does he work for? What kind of employer? What kind of person will have that coming into their employment and giving him a salary? Rogapi, it's not going to end. It's never going to end. Go ahead. Show the medical records. Show those pages from the book. Like I said, I've worked in medical malpractice and never seen medical records like that in my life. Never. I'm very curious. I'm very, very curious about this. In the meanwhile, he was spitting all over the place, spitting. He is going down. Patrick King is going down. People who have listened to him and may still listen to him in the future, they're going to see a different side of Patrick King. Patrick King is a pathological liar. Patrick King is dirty with his pathological lying. He has a thing about women. He's a misogynist, but that's neither here or there. But this time, I'm going to stand up to Patrick King. I'm going to stand up to Rogapi. I'm going to stand up to Patricia in the night. I'm standing up to you. Show the records. You have my permission. Okay? You have my permission. You have my permission to show the records. Here it is. Someone who's bedridden and dying and up all day, moving around, blogging, being able to blog, being able to speak. Bedridden now. Bedridden. Dying. And he has talk. He cannot apologize. He cannot say he got the wrong records. He misunderstood whatever. He has to be in Barbados when, married in New York City, family, raising a family. Okay, Patrick King. My ex-husband wants to see them too. I told him about it. I told him about it. He wants to see it too. He's very curious. We all want to see them. We all want to see me at 28 years old and having a double life. Okay, Patrick. Patrick King is HIV/AIDS positive. Patrick King was the boyfriend of Dennis Lowe. Patrick King dates HIV positive females. Patrick King is going down. By Felicia. But in this case, it's by Patricia. Okay. Share it around.